From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Former U.S. Representative Billy Long of Missouri was confirmed on Thursday to lead the Internal Revenue Service, giving the beleaguered agency he once sought to abolish a permanent commissioner after months of acting leaders and massive staffing cuts that have threatened to derail next year's tax filing season. The Senate confirmed Long on a 53-44 vote despite Democrats' concerns about the Republicans' past work for a firm that pitched a fraud-ridden coronavirus pandemic-era tax break and about campaign contributions he received after President Donald Trump nominated him to serve as IRS commissioner. While in Congress, where he served from 2011 to 2023, Long sponsored legislation to get rid of the IRS, the agency he is now tasked with leading. A former auctioneer, Long has no background in tax administration. Long will take over an IRS undergoing massive change, including layoffs and voluntary retirements of tens of thousands of workers, and accusations that then Trump advisor Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency mishandled sensitive taxpayer data. Unions and advocacy organizations have sued to block DOJ's access to the information. The IRS was one of the highest profile agencies still without a Senate-confirmed leader. Before Long's confirmation, the IRS shuffled through 4 acting leaders, including one who resigned over a deal between the IRS and the Department of Homeland Security to share immigrants' tax data with Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, and another whose appointment led to a fight between Musk and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. And now this news from the U.S. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court sided with a teenage girl with a rare form of epilepsy on Thursday in a unanimous court ruling that could make it easier for families like hers to go to court over access to education. The girl's family says that her Minnesota school district didn't do enough to make sure she has the accommodation she needs to learn, including failing to provide adequate instruction in the evening when her seizures are less frequent. But lower courts ruled against the family's discrimination claims in court, despite finding that the school had fallen short. That's because courts in that part of the country require plaintiffs in lawsuits against schools to show officials used bad faith or gross misjudgment, a higher legal standard than most disability discrimination claims. The family appealed to the Supreme Court. The district, Osseo Area Schools, said that lowering the legal standard could expose the country's understaffed public schools to more lawsuits if their efforts fall short, even if officials are working in good faith. The district also argued that all claims over accommodations for people with disabilities should be held to the same higher standard, a potentially major switch that would have been a 5-alarm fire for the disability rights community, the girl's lawyers said. Turning to Pennsylvania news, the Morning Call is reporting that amid the sights and sounds of interactive displays in the Vinci Science Center on Saturday, Jamie Malcolm and his husband Alfred carried a handful of pride flags in their back pockets, ready to hand out at a moment's notice. Their 6-year-old daughter proudly wore a rainbow dress. Showing their support for the LGBTQ community, the family gathered with the Bradbury Sullivan LGBT Community Center's staff for an LGBTQ+ Family Day at the Hands-On Science Museum on Hamilton Street in Allentown. Part of this event is to celebrate gay pride and to show our kids that they're part of the gay community and they're growing up in a gay family, and we're here to celebrate who we are, Malcolm said. It was the second family-focused event hosted by the center and highlights Bradbury Sullivan's new initiative to include LGBTQ parents in their programming. Malcolm, with the support of Krista Brown Lee, executive director of the Bradbury Sullivan Center, started the group months ago when he and his family moved from the Poconos to the Lehigh Valley. Previously, the Bradbury Sullivan Center had no focus groups for LGBTQ families, including families with 2 fathers, 2 mothers, or other non-traditional family dynamics. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching our videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the PEP Radio channel. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.